You had
Kelvin
enough time
Evans,
to speak with your lawyer,
41,
Ms. Wright,
was
about all
sentenced
of the
to 2
facts and
years in prison
circumstances known to
followed
you
by 3 years
regarding
of
the charges,
probation after
including any
pleading
potential
guilty in a Fulton
defenses.
County Superior
Do you need
Court
more
in
time to
Atlanta.
discuss this case with your
He
lawyer?
accepted a 5-year
Are
total
you satisfied with
negotiated
her
plea deal
services?
just as his jury
Ms.
trial
Wright,
was
do you
getting
waive formal
underway,
reading of the
reversing his
indictment, and do you
previous
waive
not
any and
guilty
all
stance. The
defects
CrimeThe
in the
Target.
indictment?
On July 8,
Mr. Evans, do you
2025,
understand that you are
Evans
pleading guilty
shattered the
to
window
count
of a
one,
rented Jeep
entering
Wagoneer in a parking
automobile, the
garage on
minimum
Krog
is
Street
1
in
year, the
Atlanta.The
maximum is
Victims.
5 years. Count 2,
The
criminal
vehicle was rented
trespass,
by
the
Beyonce's
minimum is
choreographer
one
Christopher
one
Grant
day,
and
the
dancer
maximum is
Diandre
12
Blue.
months.
The crew was in town just
And do
days
you
before the Atlanta
understand
leg of
that
Beyoncé's Cowboy tour stolen
if you are
property?
sentenced
Evans
as a
took luggage
recidivist
containing 2
under
MacBook laptops, Apple headphones,
17-107B or
luxury
C,
clothing,
you
and
will
hard
serve
drives
the
holding
entire
unreleased
prison portion
Beyoncé
of that
music,
sentence
tour
imposed
plans, and
without
concert
the
set lists.
possibility of parole,
The
and that
dancer
is
also
true
noted the
regardless of
devices
any
held
advice
personal
by
sensitive
anyone else or
information
your
belonging
attorney.
to Beyoncé.
And do you understand that the state
The
is not
investigation
withdrawing the
and capture
recidivist notice
surveillance
that we
and
filed?
tracking. Prosecutors
Do
utilized
you
parking
understand that
garage
this is a
surveillance
joint
video showing
recommendation
Evans
from the
breaking
state
into the
in
SUV.
the defense
A
of
second video captured him
count
handling the
1,
victim's suitcases
entering
at an apartment
automobile
building.
is 5 years to serve
Furthermore,
2,
tracking
and
technology
confinement
inside the
balance
stolen
probated.
MacBooks pinned them
Count
to that
2,
location.
criminal
Arrest.
trespass
Evans was
is
arrested in
going
August
to merge
2025
into
and
the
indicted by a
entering
grand jury
automobile.
that
Do you understand
October.
that?
The lost music.
Do you understand that the court does not have to accept
Despite
that
his arrest and
recommendation, and the
conviction,
court can sentence
authorities
you to
confirmed
the
that the critical
maximum
hard
on each
drives and
charge
stolen
and can run those
electronics have
sentences
still not been
consecutive
recovered.
or
The court
one after
proceeding
the
and
other?
sentenced the charges. Evans originally faced charges of criminal trespass
And
and
do
entering
you
an automobile
understand
with
that
intent
this
to
plea
commit
may be
theft.
used to
As part of
enhance
the
sentencing
deal, the
on
criminal
other
trespass
convictions in this
charge merged
jurisdiction,
into the
as
auto
well as in
count. The
other
turnaround,
jurisdictions,
Evans
including the
rejected this
federal court?
exact plea deal back in March
Are you currently on
2026,
probation or
confidently
parole?
telling the court, "I'm ready for trial now."
All right.
However, once jury
Do you
selection began
understand
and
that if you are
prosecutors
currently on
displayed the
probation or
video
parole, your
evidence,
probation or
his
parole may
defense
be
team
revoked
admitted
based off of
uncertainty about a
your
jury
entering
trial
a
and
guilty plea
accepted the
today?
deal, strict probation
And do you
terms,
understand that if
because
you are
Evans
placed
was
on
sentenced
probation
as
of
a
any
repeat
kind,
offender,
you
having a
cannot
prior
violate
history
any
of car
criminal laws of
break-ins
any
and a parole
governmental unit
violation. He is not
or
eligible for
special
parole
conditions of
and will serve
probation
the
without
full
being
2 years
subject
in
to the
custody.
revocation for the balance of the sentence.
Upon release, his 3-year
Do you
probation
understand that
mandates
you are
that
not
he
allowed
must stay
to
entirely away from the
possess
victims
or
and the
use a
Krog Street
firearm
parking
while on
garage.
probation?
The investigation into
Are
Kelvin
you a
Evans,
United
who
States
mockingly
citizen?
dubbed himself the
Do
King
you
Thief of
understand
Atlanta,
that neither the
unraveled
court,
rapidly
your
due to a
attorney,
combination
nor
of
the
sloppy
district attorney's
mistakes,
office has
high-tech
anything
digital
to do with
tracking, and a
parole,
long
the
criminal
Department of
record that caught
Corrections,
up with
the
him?
Board of Pardon and Parolees,
How
and no
high-tech
one can
tracking solved
guarantee
the case
parole
when
no matter
Evans
what
shattered the
anyone has
window of
told
the
you.
rented Jeep Wagoneer
Do
on
you
Krog
understand that
Street.
there may be
He
other
targeted the
adverse or
suitcases
unfavorable
simply looking for
consequences
quick,
as a
high-value
result of
goods
this
to
guilty
flip.
plea, just as there will
He
be
had
from a
no idea
conviction
he was
following the
walking away
trial?
with
For
unreleased
example,
music,
your guilty
let
plea may
alone
affect
highly
the right to vote,
sophisticated
the
tracking
right to hold
devices,
public
live
office,
MacBook
the right to
location
serve on a
pings.
jury,
Inside the
the right
stolen
to obtain a
luggage were a MacBook
passport,
Air and
the
a
right to
MacBook Pro
receive,
belonging to
possess,
Beyoncé's
or transport a
choreographer,
firearm,
Christopher
or the
Grant.
ability to obtain employment.
Both laptops
Do
were
you
equipped
understand
with
about
live
pleading
Apple
guilty to a
location tracking
felony if
technology,
you
the
use,
hate-filled digital
receive, possess,
breadcrumbs. Even
transport
after
a
Evans fled
firearm,
the
or
parking
use a
deck, the
firearm in a
laptops
crime in the
continued
future,
transmitting
you
their
will be
real-time
guilty of an
GPS
additional felony
coordinates.
which could
Detectives
carry
from the
1 to
Atlanta
15
and
years in
Hapeville
prison.
police departments tracked
Do
the
you
digital
understand that you
signal
waive any
directly
and
to
all
a specific
defenses,
apartment
including any
complex in
mental health
Hapeville,
defenses,
Georgia.
by entering a
AirPods and
plea of
supplementary
guilty?
signals.
Do you understand about pleading
Alongside the
guilty? You're giving up
MacBooks,
the
police
following
tracked
rights. There
digital
are going to be
signals
about
emitting
8
from
or
stolen
9 of
Apple
them. I'm going to
AirPods,
read all of
cementing a
them, then I'll
rock-solid
come back to
perimeter
you and
around
ask you if you
Evans'
understand you're
location
giving up
before
those
he could
rights.
fence the
The right
property.
to a
The
trial by
surveillance
jury,
footage that
the right
nailed
to
him
remain
the digital
silent and not
footprint allowed police
incriminate
to know where
yourself,
to
the
look,
right to
but
confront
parking
witnesses
garage and
against you,
department
the right
surveillance
to the
footage
assistance of
ultimately
counsel
proved who
hired
did
by
it.
you,
The
to
crime
court
scene
appointed counsel
video.
if you cannot afford an attorney at
Security
a trial of
cameras
your
at the
case,
Krog Street
the right to the
parking deck
presumption of
recorded Evans
innocence,
driving a
the
red
right to
Hyundai
testify on
Elantra,
your own
pulling
behalf and
directly
to
up
present
next to
other
the victim's
evidence,
Jeep
the right to
Wagoneer,
subpoena
and breaking
witnesses
in.
and
The
compel
drop-off
the production
video.
of evidence,
Separate
the
security
right to have
cameras
the
at the
charges
Hapeville apartment
against you
complex
proved
caught
beyond
the
a reasonable
exact
doubt,
same red
and the
Hyundai
right to
arriving
appeal
shortly
if
after the
convicted of these
robbery.
charges after a
The
trial.
footage
Do you
clearly
understand about
captured
pleading
Evans
guilty? You're
exiting
giving
the
up
car
each
and
and every
hauling
one
the
of those
victim's
rights that I
exact
just mentioned.
suitcases into the building.
Has anyone forced, threatened,
Seeing
or
this
promised
video
you
evidence
anything
played
to
back in
get you to
court
enter a
during the
guilty
first
plea?
day of jury selection is what
Is
ultimately
it your
forced
decision
Evans'
to waive
defense
these
team
rights
to
that we just
abandon their
talked
trial
about and enter a
strategy
guilty
and
plea
take the
because
plea.
you are in fact
Evans'
guilty?
prior criminal history and repeat offender status. Evans' undoing in court was heavily influenced by his status as a vetted repeat offender. According to
Well,
Fulton County
All right, so
Superior
let's go
Court
back.
records,
Is it your
Evans was
decision
well
to
known
waive
to
these
local
rights
law
that
enforcement
that we
vehicle
just talked
break-in
about and take
specialist.
guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
Evans possessed a prior
How do
criminal
you plead to
history
the
specifically
charges
concentrated around entering
as to
automobiles
indictment
with
number
intent to commit
25
theft and
SC
criminal trespass, the exact same
006417? How
crimes
do
he
you plead
committed
the charge
against
count 1,
Beyoncé's crew,
entering
parole
automobile, and count
violations.
2,
At the time
criminal
of his
trespass?
August 2025
Is this
arrest,
guilty plea
Evans was already
freely and
actively
voluntarily
violating
given
the
with full
terms of
knowledge
his
of the
release
charges
from a
against you?
previous felony conviction.
Do you understand that you may have only a limited right to appeal this guilty
Because
plea conviction?
prosecutors weaponized his
And do you
extensive
understand
prior
that you have
history
30
under
days from
Georgia's
today
repeat offender
to file
statutes,
a direct
Evans was
appeal?
sentenced to a strict
And do you
5-year
understand
total
that you have
sentence,
from 30
2
days
years
from
in
today
state
until the
prison,
end of the
3
term
on
of court,
probation.
whichever one is longer, to
Crucially,
file
his
a
prior record stripped
motion
away his
seeking to
eligibility for
withdraw your
early
guilty
parole,
plea?
ensuring he will
And do
serve
you
every
understand that you
single
only
day
have
of
4
his
years
2-year
from today
prison
for a
term
felony
behind
charge
bars.
and 12 months today for a misdemeanor charge to file a habeas corpus petition challenging the voluntariness/constitutionality of this guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, if I can just have 1 second.
Yes.
And Your Honor, I'm going to start with the defendant's, with the factual basis for this particular plea. And I'm going to talk through while the video is actually playing, Your Honor.
Can I ask just one thing? Do we need probation? We good?
We will need probation.
Is there any way you can let them know? Thank you. Okay, sorry.
So, Your Honor, had this case gone to trial, the state would have expected the evidence would have shown on or about July 8th of 2025. It really starts on the 7th, in which this defendant's sister rented a vehicle and she loaned it to her daughter. And it was at that point that her daughter gets a phone call around 7 p.m. from the defendant, her uncle. It is at that time that her uncle tells her, hey, my bike has went dead. I need for you to come and pick me up. So what does she do? She goes and picks him up. While she goes and picks him up, he says, let me borrow the car. I need to go to my friend's house. I'll be back in 5 minutes. It is at that particular point that she loans this defendant the car. And as you see, this is the red Hyundai. And this is the car going inside of the parking garage at 44 Krog Street. Once the car enters the parking garage, the car will back into the parking spot next to the 2024 Jeep Wagoneer. That Jeep Wagoneer is the car that's listed in the indictment. The individual exits the car wearing what we believe to be a gray or white baseball cap. He takes off the baseball cap. He goes to the back of the Jeep Wagoneer, looks inside of the car. At this particular time, we believe this is when he notices the items in the trunk. Those items are black suitcases. You would notice that there was just a highlight of the white writing on the front of this particular person's shirt. That will come in handy. This is the person going to the passenger side, shining lights to find more items in the particular vehicle. At some point, there's going to be a blue Tesla that will pull up. At that time, that person will, the person on the video will be seen hiding so that the blue Tesla cannot see him. This is the part where he's hiding. again, goes back to the back.